Time to get in or get out. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Nintendo 64 games.
It's about time you showed up, Fox.
For this list, we're sticking to one game per franchise, and this rule will also apply to any spiritual successors.
What?
Number 10, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Kicking off our list is a visit to the galaxy far, far away. Based on the novel and comics that bear similar names, this aerial combat game is set between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, and focuses on Luke Skywalker leading an elite fighter squadron in an effort to defeat the Galactic Empire. It was notably one of the first games on the N64 to make use of the expansion pack, allowing for higher resolution gameplay.
We did it! We saved Mos Eisley! Nice work, Rogue Squadron! We might make a name for ourselves after all!
Number 9, Paper Mario. Spoiler alert, you're gonna see a lot of Mario on this list. Considering this is Nintendo, that shouldn't be too surprising though. Paper Mario was released towards the end of N64's lifespan, but is still highly regarded for its 2D animated charm mixed in with a very accessible RPG system, making this game ideal for RPG fans. Mostly because there weren't any other good RPGs on the system. No. We said good RPGs. Number 8, Banjo Kazooie. One of the best games on the system came from Nintendo's Golden Boys at the time, Rare. Kazooie was a 3D platformer which put you in the yellow shorts of a bear with a bird in his backpack that was on a quest to save his sister from a rhyming witch. Also worth mentioning is the game's sequel, Banjo Tooie, which would have made this list in a much higher slot if they'd gotten that stop and swap mechanic to work. Number 7, Mario Party 2. The first Mario Party game was a health hazard for its stick rotation minigames, but Mario Party 2 remains to be the best in the series for one reason: the minigames are the most fun. This 4-player party game requires strategy and scheming with others to ensure that you come out on top, which is probably why it also gained the unofficial title on the internet as the game that ruins friendships.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Number 6, Star Fox 64. Known as Lilat Wars in Europe, this reboot of the SNES classic space shooter was not only a vast improvement, but also remains as the best game in the franchise. It's also notably one of the few games on this list that has aged quite well. It was one of the first Nintendo games to include voice acting, which also led it to be one of the most quoted for its cheesy lines.
The enemy's coming from behind. It's quiet. Too quiet. Be careful, it's a trap. Are you gonna listen to that monkey? Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side.
Number 5, Mario Kart 64. The best racing game on the system, and the most notorious for its incredibly competitive multiplayer. This game was revolutionary for being very easy to pick up, while also being greatly rewarding for those who were pro at it. So much so that many companies over the years have attempted to copy its formula, though few ever capture the charm of the original. Diddy Kong Racing was good, but this is still better.
Yeah, Peaches got it.
Number 4, Super Mario 64. Nobody, and we mean nobody, can make launch titles as amazing as Nintendo. Super Mario 64 was not only one of the best launch titles ever made, it was a major revolution in gaming. Utilizing precise analog controls, an almost perfect camera system, and visuals at the time that had never been seen before. The N64 may have had a tiny library at launch, but with this game, nobody was bored.
Here we go!
Number 3, Super Smash Bros. A crossover game that originally started out as a small project, Smash Bros. Ended up spawning one of Nintendo's most successful franchises. It was a 4-player multiplayer game that spawned a whole new subgenre of fighting games known as brawlers, featuring most of Nintendo's popular mascots beating the crap out of each other for some amazing multiplayer fun.
This game's winner is Captain Falcon.
Number 2, Goldeneye 007. The most successful licensed game ever, despite coming out 2 years after its film counterpart, Goldeneye instantly became a classic and Rare's best game yet. The biggest reason for its success was its multiplayer mode, which amazingly was added as an afterthought. Yet, it became a pioneer for console multiplayer, or more specifically, console first-person shooters. This was the game that was at every N64 party. Before we get to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. The one per franchise rule won't apply here. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Taking the top spot is the game that is not only the best on the system, but is arguably also one of the best games of all time. And the biggest reason for that lies in the gameplay. With a flawless combat system, an amazing lock-on mechanic that few games can replicate. A day and night system with changes to NPC behavior, Ocarina was a baffling achievement. The game is a true testament to how video games should be made, one that still stands up to games being released to this day. Do you agree with our list?
Your carcass is mine.
Which games had you wearing out your analog sticks? For more revolutionary top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Time's up.